Hey, you. Let's talk about something a little bit uncomfortable. Let's talk about cheaters in tennis. The people I'll be talking about in this video are the intentional cheaters, the people that do see the ball land in, but as your opponent, they call it out to either cause some sort of emotional stress, to take a point away from you, or to cause you some sort of irregular type of situation where the point should have been yours, but they took it because they want to. And to be honest, they're kind of shitty people. My background is I played in juniors all the way through adulthood. So I was a Midwest ranked 10 and 12 and under Midwest junior. I played high school varsity tennis for 4 years, qualifying for state twice in Illinois. I played 2 years of a nationally ranked Division III team, University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, although I was never really in the lineup, and then I ended up becoming an assistant coach and hitting partner by junior and senior year. And I also play adult competitive tennis at around the 5.0 NTRP level. My UTR is about a 9.3 to a 9.5, depending on what time of year it is. And I also am a part-time tennis coach. So I will just say right now that by far the most hooks I've seen, both as a tennis player across the net and also just watching, are juniors. The second most hooks I've seen are in high school. College gets a little bit more fair, and then adulthood, there are a few hooks, but it's not nearly as prevalent as juniors and in high school or college. It's just the way it is. Thankfully, people do mature. Before the match even starts, there are some things that you can do. You could use technology like cell phones or social media to kind of scout out your opponent, and just based on reputation, especially if it's a local tournament in your junior circuit, you could have a pretty good idea that your next up-and-coming opponent is a hook. And just ask your friends, ask the people that you compete with, that you're in friendly terms with, whether or not the person you're playing is an honest line caller. Second thing you could do before the match even starts, or before you even start the first point against this individual, is when the tournament director assigns you the court, give your tournament director a heads up, something subtle like, hey, I'll probably be needing a line judge sometime in this match because of reasons. And trust me, they'll understand what's going on. And lastly, the third kind of preventative measure you can do before the match actually starts is after the warm-up, after you flip the coin or toss the racket to see who serves or receives or what side or whatever, tell the opponent that you might think is a hook, saying, hey, I'm looking forward to a clean, awesome match. Good luck. It's a pretty subtle hint to the opponent, if you suspect he or she is a cheat, that you know that he or she is a cheat, and they'll be a little bit on edge. So what happens when your opponent actually hooks you? The opponent that you actually are facing across the net that is a cheat is actually hooking you, calling a ball out when it was clearly in. I could break this down into two main parts. First of all, if the hook starts in the beginning of the match, let's say sometime in the first set, stick your chest out, tilt your head back, look your opponent straight in the eye, and with a confident voice say, are you sure? That looked pretty into me. You want to project confidence and show that you're willing to stand up for yourself and you're not willing to put up with the BS and get pushed around by the hook across the net. The second time it happens, call a line judge. Now, I know you kind of have to feel it out, because what if the line judge leaves and he or she hooks you again? Those are perfectly valid points, but you have to play the field based on your intuition and trust your gut. Just don't get pushed around. Now, the second part in dealing with the cheat of a tennis opponent, specifically in singles, is what happens if they do it towards the second set or maybe even a 10-point tiebreak. And this is where I kind of see the comment section of my YouTube or my Discord, where there's 750 plus people chatting on an everyday basis, can kind of get controversial. I'll leave a link to the Discord down in the description below if you guys want to chat more about this with the community. But this is my opinion and my opinion only as a part-time tennis coach and a competitor. If your opponent is hooking you in the latter portion of the match, first of all, hook them back in the very, very next important point. So if they hook you, if it's 1-1 in the second set and they hook you at love, let it slide. But next time you find yourself a break point on their serve, hook them immediately. And don't even stop there, because tennis is about getting ahead, not just getting even. After that, hook them on the next important tennis point. And then right after that, call a line judge. Yes, right after you hook them. And you are hearing me correctly. You need to hook the hooks to have them back off and play fair. Hooking a cheater, in my opinion, is actually not cheating. Keep in mind, a tennis court is how big? A tennis court is 78 feet long and 27 feet wide. And both dimensions of the court are the same. So if they're hooking you, hook them back. In my opinion, that's not cheating. But I would like to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think hooking a hook or hooking a cheat is fair game? I want to hear your guys' stories of horrible cheats or horrible line calls in important tennis tournaments that you guys have participated in, or even important tournaments you've witnessed for your family, friends, or teammates. Leave a comment down in the section below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And as always, guys, happy hitting.